Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I forgot to film an intro, so this is just me doing an intro. Basically, when it comes to stitch marker, it's not really that important for you to have a stitch marker. If you don't have it, you can use a different color yarn, and if you don't have a darning needle, it's okay. You can also use your hook. Also, want to add that you need to use like a hook that is smaller than what they recommend, like 25 millimeters smaller or 5 millimeters smaller. I recommend 5 millimeters smaller. I just didn't have that, and you could use a different stitch. I used double crochet, but you could use whatever stitch you want to use, and you should use the yarn the hook that's recommended by the yarn brand that you bought. All the credits about the lady who made this top will be right here on screen now. If it's not on screen right now, then it is in the description box. It is the same lady of whom I made the top, the scalloped top. I made it like I think 6 months ago. So yeah, thank you guys so much for 700 subscribers. I'm gonna be posting more consistently now. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So let's get into the tutorial now. Okay guys, so to begin, we're gonna make a slip knot like so. Insert your hook, and then I am gonna chain 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, so after chaining 13, I'm gonna add 3 extra chains. 1, 2, 3. So now I have a total of 16 chains. Right after that, I'm gonna yarn over, and then I'm gonna insert my hook onto my 13th chain. So you skip 1, 2, 3 chains, and onto the 4th chain you insert your yarn there, your hook there, and make a double crochet like that. And then wrap around your yarn, insert your hook onto this chain, wrap around your yarn, insert onto this chain, so you basically just what do you call this, make double crochets across every stitch. So I will be doing that just now till the very end with you. Okay guys, so when you get to the end, when you're left with like this last stitch here, this one, you're gonna place 3 double crochets, right? So this 3 double crochets is very important for you to make. You shouldn't like miss the step. You need to add those 3 double crochets, and on the second double crochet of the 3 double crochets, so I've done my first one, as you guys can see. I'm gonna do the second one, and on the second one you're gonna add your stitch marker here to mark where you'll be making your increases, right? So on the second double crochet you're gonna insert your stitch marker, and after that you make your last double crochet in that same stitch, which will be making it 3. So there we have our 3 double crochets. I hope you guys can see that we have 3 double crochets in one stitch. Right after that you're gonna skip this, and you're gonna come straight onto this one here, this stitch here, this one. And as we will be crocheting here, we will be hiding this thing here, so we're gonna put it like so. So you're gonna wrap around your yarn, and then you're gonna skip this space obviously and come onto this one, and then add your double crochet. Remember to place your yarn, the strand of yarn, in the middle, there so that we can like tuck it in, and then we don't have like ends to like weave in. And then after that, you're gonna come onto this stitch like so, then come onto this stitch. So you basically repeat that until you get to the end, and I'll meet you guys when I'm at the end. Okay guys, so I'm almost done with my row. I'm left with like 2 stitches. You can now hide this thing, because you can like just cut off this thing when you get to this point right now. You see guys, we've hidden it so well that you can't even trace where we began. Yeah, so I'm gonna add my last couple double crochet stitches like so, and then on this stitch you're gonna add your double crochet like so. So on this stitch you can't really see properly, right? But here's the first stitch, the second, and the third. Remember, that's the chain 3 we did after like your initial chain stitch, you know. So this is like the chain 3, the extra chain 3 we did. So we're gonna insert our hook onto this chain 1. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. I hope you guys can see properly. There's 1, there's 2, and then there's 3. So you're gonna insert it like this. So what you want is, all the time when you are like working, you have like 2 loops here, so that you could hold up the weight or whatever. And then on the other side it should only be like 1 loop. Let me try and show you guys. Can you guys see on the other side it's just 1 loop, but on the side it's 2 loops. So make sure that where you're working there's always like 2 loops, and then you just continue with your double crochet as you would. And now we are done with our first row. So this is what the first row is looking like, and then now we're gonna chain 2, and then we're gonna skip this, and then we're gonna come onto this. We're gonna skip this, come onto this chain, this stitch, sorry. So place our double crochets here, place double crochet on the next stitch, just like that. So yeah, you basically just, you know, keep on making double crochets. I'll continue with that, and I'll meet you guys when I get to my stitch marker. Okay guys, so I am at the stitch marker now. So what I'm gonna do is place another 3 double crochets there. Remember, at the stitch marker is where you'll be increasing to shape up, you know, your cup. So that's the first stitch, making my second. Now I'm going to remove the stitch marker and put it on this second stitch. Hope you guys can see properly. So yeah, I'm basically marking this so that I don't forget where I have to do my increases. And then after that, you're going to place another double crochet on the same stitch, which will be making it 3 double crochets. And now here we did our increase. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's kind of like shaping like your boob area. It's gonna, obviously it's not gonna be like straight, you know, it's already taking up shape and stuff like that. So next we're gonna continue with our double crochet on the next stitch like so, and then continue with double crochets on every other stitch, of course. So basically do double crochets until you get here, and I'll meet you guys when we're like almost at the end. Okay guys, I'm almost at the end right now. I'm like left with like 3 stitches. Okay guys, I'm on the last stitch where we always make our turning, we always make our chain 2. So when you get to this point, right, it is the same thing that we did that side, where you have to have 2 loops where you'll be working. So make sure you, as you guys can see, we only make chain 2. So here's the first chain and here's the second chain. Like, here's, let me take off this thing. Here's the first chain and here's the second chain. Can you guys see that? The first chain and the second chain. So now we're gonna place a double crochet on this chain. Remember what I said about having 2 loops on your hook like this. You should have 2 loops facing you like this, you know, to like hold up the, I don't, for lack of a better word, we'll just say to hold up the weight. And then you continue with your double crochet as you would. So at this point, I've completed my 2 rows. This is row 1, row 2, and it's really hard to tell, especially if you're a beginner and you're like not familiar with like how stitches look or rows look there. So make sure you like always counting which row you're on so that you don't get confused. So basically your work should be looking like this at this point. If it really doesn't look like this, girl, you better start the tutorial again until it looks like this, because it has to look like this. And then right after this, you're gonna chain 2 and then turn your work, and then obviously skip this and then come onto this stitch, then double crochet on the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch again. So basically all you're doing is like double crochet, increase, double crochet, you know, chain 2, turn your work. What we've been doing right now is exactly what you need to do until you finish this top. So for an exercise extra small, I'll be making a total of 6 rows, and then all the other sizes, it will be listed here. Like there will be like a row here with all the other sizes, like telling you how many rows you need to make. So make sure that you have this amount of rows, and I'll meet you guys when I'm like on my sixth row. Okay guys, the lighting is kind of going away because it's like almost 6, but I'm almost done with the first cup. I'm just doing the last few double crochet stitches. Remember, on this last one, you always have to go on to like have 2 on the stitch or whatever, like have 2 loops on the stitch, like so. Yeah, I hope that was kind of visible. Sorry. Okay guys, so I'm done with my first cup, and your cup should be looking like this. If you lay it flat, it should look something like this, and it should be looking like this, like the side view. This is, you know, the shape, because you know, like boobs are not straight, you know, they they're like round, you know. Yeah, so obviously all those increases were just making up this shape. So once you're done, you're gonna chain 1, and then you cut off your yarn like right here, and then you just pull and then just tighten it. Okay, so here's the cup complete. I cut off my yarn, and then now I'm gonna make my second cup using like the same instructions. And then I'll meet you guys. And then as you're making your second cup, please don't cut off the yarn. Don't cut off the yarn. I'm gonna show you how to do something. We're gonna after finishing off your like second cup, don't cut off your yarn, because now we'll be working on this part like underneath, like this part here. Like, can you see, like on the top? I will display like the whole top on the screen right now. So we'll be making that part, hence I'm like, don't cut off your second cup. Also, please do not remove your stitch markers. You will need that, especially if you're a beginner, so that we can like connect those 2 middles, like I don't know, so like those 2 midpoints, like this part and the other part of like the cup. You're gonna have to connect them together, so don't take off your stitch marker. Okay guys, so I've completed my second cup, as you guys can see. Like I said before, do not cut off your yarn. I still haven't cut off mine. So what you're gonna do right now is you're gonna place your cup like this, like straight, and lay it flat. Do that to both cups. Well, not really. You're gonna lay it flat, right? And you're gonna look for the midpoint, which is somewhere around here. Can you see that? Like somewhere around, like, you see, this is like the where we were starting. This is like where we did our first ever like increase. So here, and then you're gonna line it up down, and then here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna place single crochets up to here. So I want you to count the stitches from here going down there to count how many stitches you have. Let me count how many stitches that do I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11 stitches, so I will be making 11 single crochets. And then okay, so if you haven't, you're gonna chain 1, turn your work, and then on this first chain you're gonna place a single crochet. Single crochet is very easy. Take your hook, place it, insert it through like the first stitch, wrap around your yarn, and then pull 1, and then wrap around your yarn, pull 2, just like that. Obviously, as you're working on these single crochets, you should count your work. I'm not counting because I have that much confidence. So if you can't really see your stitches like me right now, you're gonna count from the top. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Is that, no, that's a stitch. Oh my god. Okay, right after that, you're gonna count the stitches left from here, like from this one until the stitch marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So obviously it will be the same as the one on the second cup, and then so you're gonna say 9 times 2, which is 18, and then you're gonna, obviously it's gonna be different for all of us. But if you're doing a size extra small like I did, then you're gonna like use the stuff that I'm like the number of stitches that I'm using. So 9 times 2 is 18. I'm gonna chain 18, 1. So I'm gonna chain 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Right after chaining the 19, then I'm gonna go on to this top. So obviously I am gonna count 11 stitches here, because I also did 11 stitches there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So right on the stitch here, I'm gonna place a single crochet. So you're gonna just take your hook with like attached to this chain and just insert it through this, and then oh no, I shouldn't be using, it's okay. And then you're gonna just continue with your single crochet as you would. So I'm gonna place single crochets till I get to the end, and as soon as I get to the end, I'm gonna show you what is next. So just place your single crochets. And I also want to mention that if I am fast, reduce the playback speed to whichever speed is, like you're comfortable with. Okay, so now I'm done with this. Actually no. So when you have this, you're gonna place it here. We're gonna try and hide it like we were hiding all these other ones. right? And then I mean, like, we hid the one here on the thingy, so you're gonna place this like on the middle, and then yeah, and then continue with your single crochets, and then like just pull it, and then it will be locked in there. So continue with single crochets, and then I've completed my single crochets, and I've hidden my yarn, guys. Can you see it? I hid it, so you will just cut it off, and it wouldn't look like there was any strand there. So right after that, you're gonna chain 2, and now on this row we will be making what is this thing called? We will be making double crochets. So chain 2, that was our first stitch, and then you're gonna skip this one, of course, and then come onto this one, like so, and then just like that. Just place your double crochets. Make sure they are 11 in total. They should be the same amount as these ones here. So I'm gonna make them 11. Now I'm gonna make my 11th one. So after that, I'm just gonna count just to ensure that it's 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right after that, you're gonna chain a chain that is the same as this one. I'm gonna make 18 chains, obviously, and you're gonna chain however much you chained for this part. Okay guys, so I've chained 18, and then now I'm gonna like add a double crochet like onto this stitch, which is, you know, the 11th stitch, because obviously we added like 11 stitches there. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna yarn over and then insert here, and then continue with my double crochet. Obviously, if you're like very beginner, you won't really see your stitches, so make sure you place like stitch markers like almost everywhere. So I'm just finishing off right here, and then the last one. So at this point, your work should be looking like this, and then we're gonna do this thing at the end. Your work should be looking like this, and then now you're gonna chain 1, you're gonna turn your work, and then place a single crochet in this first stitch like that. Oh god. And then, you know, place 11 single crochets. I mean, obviously for you it's going to be a different number. You're going to place the same number that you did like here. So make sure you write those numbers down so that you don't forget. So I've done my 11 single crochets. Now I'm gonna chain 18, but obviously 18 was for here, right? I'm gonna add 5 extra chains to that, which will be making my total 23 chains. So whatever number you chained here, add 5 to that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. As soon as you're done with your 23, then you're gonna place a single crochet here, and then place single crochets until you get to the end. And then now that I'm not done, obviously this stitch looks like it's not there, it looks invisible, but trust me, it's there. So you're gonna look for, you know, the 2 loops obviously, and then add your single crochet. Okay, after that you're gonna chain 2, and on this very same stitch you're gonna add 3 more double crochets. So that was my first one. I'm doing my second now. I'm gonna do my third, and I'm gonna do my fourth. Next you're gonna make 3 double crochets into that stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and then on the next stitch we're gonna make 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then on this next one we're gonna do 3. So 1, 2, 3, and on this next one we're gonna make 4. 1, 2, 3. So basically you just continue with that same pattern, and then I'm gonna meet you guys here to come in and like explain how this part is done. Okay guys, so I've chained 18, and then now I'm gonna like add a double crochet like onto this stitch, which is, you know, the 11th stitch, because obviously we added like 11 stitches there. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna yarn over and then insert here, and then continue with my double crochet. Obviously if you're like very beginner, you won't really see your stitches, so make sure you place like stitch markers like almost everywhere. So I'm just finishing off right here, and then the last one. So at this point your work should be looking like this, and then we're gonna do this thing at the end. Your work should be looking like this, and then now you're gonna chain 1, you're gonna turn your work, and then place a single crochet in this first stitch like that. Oh god. And then, you know, place 11 single crochets. I mean, obviously for you it's going to be a different number. You're going to place the same number that you did like here. So make sure you write those numbers down so that you don't forget. So I've done my 11 single crochets. Now I'm gonna chain 18, but obviously 18 was for here, right? I'm gonna add 5 extra chains to that, which will be making my total 23 chains. So whatever number you chained here, add 5 to that. So So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. As soon as you're done with your 23, then you're gonna place a single crochet here, and then place single crochets until you get to the end. And then now that I'm not done, obviously this stitch looks like it's not there, it looks invisible, but trust me, it's there. So you're gonna look for, you know, the 2 loops obviously, and then add your single crochet. Okay, after that you're gonna chain 2, and on this very same stitch you're gonna add 3 more double crochets. So that was my first one. I'm doing my second now. I'm gonna do my third, and I'm gonna do my fourth. Next you're gonna make 3 double crochets into that stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and then on the next stitch we're gonna make 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then on this next one we're gonna do 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then on this next one we're gonna make 4. 1, 2, 3. So basically you just continue with that same pattern, and then I'm gonna need you guys here to come in and like explain how this part is done. Okay guys, so I've just finished off the 11 increases. This is called a ruffle. So I finished off like the 11 ruffles, and then now I'm gonna show you how to do it here. So when you're doing it on like the chain stitches, like literally you need to pull this thing back so you can like see the first chain. This is the same thing as you are working on like when you're starting off a project. So I ended off with 4 double crochets here, so I'm gonna make 3 double crochets on this next stitch. So remember to always have 2 hoops on your thingy. I don't know if you guys can see, but mine is 2. Make sure you always have 2. So that's the first double crochet, and I'm gonna make the second, and I'm gonna make the third. And then right after this I'm gonna go into my next stitch, which is this one here, and then remember always have 2 loops, and then I'm just gonna add 4 onto this stitch. Don't get confused and put it onto this one. Make sure it's like on this stitch. So I'm gonna put 4, so 2, 3, and 4. And then next it is this stitch, so I'm gonna put, please don't mind this thing, I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna put it on this stitch, like so. 1, how many did I put here? 4, so I'm gonna put 3 on this one. 2, 3, So obviously, if you do forget how many to put, just check like with the previous stitch how many did you put in there, and then that will like help you know how many to put like on the next stitch. That's if like you forget. And then I am gonna come onto this stitch because I've just completed this one, so I'm gonna come onto this one. Is it? No, I'm coming onto this stitch, sorry. I'm gonna come onto this stitch now with 4 double crochets. 1, 2, goodness gracious, 3, 4. So that is how we do this part here. So obviously you do that until you get to the very end. It's like literally the same thing until you get to the end, and then I'll meet you guys once I'm at the end. Okay guys, I'm almost done with like this part. So I'm gonna make 4 onto this stitch. The stitches do get quite smaller and it gets annoying. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm gonna come onto this stitch. This is the second last stitch of this chain stitch. How many? 4, 2, 3. Now to the last one. This is gonna be quite hard. Oh, that was quite easy. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So at this point, it should be looking like this. I know it looks like a mess right now, but trust me, like it's gonna look good when you like wear it. So this is what it looks like right now. And then I'm gonna finish off here, and then we'll be done with this part. So I finished off with, I think it was 3. I finished off with 3, and then I'm gonna make 4 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So basically just continue to do that, and I'll meet you guys when I'm like at the end. Okay guys, so I am left with like a few stitches now. So I'm gonna just add those. I'm on my last stitch now. Okay, so I am done with this. I'm just gonna cut off the yarn. I'm gonna chain one first. So your thingy, your top should be looking like this. Let me turn it around. It should be looking like this. So I'm gonna cut off my yarn. I'm gonna chain one, then cut it off, and then just pull like that. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna connect the cups. So obviously I'm gonna insert your hook right where you placed your stitch markers. And then you're gonna make a slip knot. And then you're gonna make like a huge, like a long slip knot, I guess. Like this part should be this long. Insert it there and like tighten it, sorry. And then you're gonna pull through these loops. And then you're gonna chain one, and then you're gonna chain another chain, and then you're gonna cut off your yarn like right there, and then you're gonna just pull and like fasten off, and then you're gonna remove these stitch markers. So you're gonna remove that and that, and then I don't know where I placed my darning needle, so yeah. And then you're gonna like insert your hook onto like about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches away. Insert your hook through there. What we're doing now is just hiding these things, so make sure you get through these things and like that. So as you guys can see, there's this one, then there's this one. So go through this and this one, and then right after that, okay, yeah, this one too. And then you're just gonna like pull, and then you can cut off this yarn, and then it's gonna be hidden, like you won't see it anywhere. Goodness gracious, let me cut off this one. And then right after that, now we'll be making the straps. So to make the straps, it's like the same thing that we did here. So you're gonna make a slip knot, and then like that. I mean, just make a slip knot, don't insert it. Make sure you make a slip knot that is as long as that one too. Make sure it is quite long here. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna look for this stitch like right here. Why is it doing this? Okay, you're gonna insert there and insert your like slip knot onto the hook, and then like just tighten, and then chain, and then chain about 200. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that. Chain about 200 chains, but I'm not gonna do that because this top is not for me to like wear or anything. It is just for like a tutorial. So make sure you chain about 200 to 250 chains, and I'll meet you guys once I've completed my other chain. Okay guys, so I am done. To even these ends, you use the same method we used for this one right here, and then for this you're gonna make crisscross. You're just gonna take your hook and then just, you know, insert it there, like that, and you know, just basically do a crisscross, and then you're gonna put another one here. Do the same with this one, put it on the middle and also put it here, and then you'll be done. And then yeah, that's about it. This is what the top looks like. I hope you liked this video, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next tutorial.